Hey everybody, I'm really excited to talk about some things that my buddies at Rost have been doing to really help push the industry in the way I've been saying it needs to go for a long time to the mainstream. And you know, Fox Blocks has been very helpful. Obviously, you hear me talk about them a lot, but ultimately, if ICF is to be as common and as, you know, in the industry as it needs to be, it's got to become easy to get a hold of. You got to know who to call. It should be like buying a 2x4 off the shelf at a Home Depot, but it is not there yet. And the big problem with all the supply chains over the last year, it got really complicated. There was lead times. Everybody struggled. And Rost, out of anybody I know in the whole country, and I talk to everybody, between my training and everything else, they've done more, easily, they've done more to step up and help us have supplies, have the ability to get work done than anybody in the industry that I know of. And I'm going to talk for a minute. This is Daryl Hopkins. You've heard me talk about him before. His phone numbers have been up there. And Daryl and Chris, I mean, they're your guys that you're going to call when you talk to Rost. But they've really done a ton to get it where you guys can call. Right now, how many blocks do you have on hand right now in your warehouses?
About 3,000.
3,000 6-inch Fox Blocks straights and corners. I'm going to venture a guess that nobody other than Fox Blocks themselves has that many blocks available for sale, ready to ship tomorrow. And that's the kicker. You know, last year they got up to an 8 to 10 to 12 week lead time, and it was killing us. Like if we messed up on an order and we were 4 blocks short and we couldn't pour, what are you going to do? So they've started carrying stuff. The big thing, you know, I love FabForm as a company, but they're up in Canada. A lot of their stuff comes by way of China. It's complicated, and they had big lead times. These legs right here, you know, these are the monopore legs that I use all the time. These things were like worth gold last year. We were welding up our own. They were a mess. They got them back in, but these guys, they go, what do you need? And I'm like, everything FabForm carries. Look at this, guys. They have kind of become the U.S. distributor. Is that accurate? You want to tell them how you did that with Joey and the guys up at FabForm?
So we work with Joey at FabForm, and we carry all of their stock, and they are a great company and a great company to work for. But if you're needing partials of 10 boxes of this, 8 boxes of that, we can get it to you via our shipping channels, usually a little cheaper than they can if it's coming from using the crossing at Canada and stuff. I don't know how Joey works his magic, but we get it at a reasonable price, and then we can ship it straight out to you guys whenever you need it. And usually we can do 1 or 2 day freight, and we've made deals with some freight companies that we can send truckloads, or we can send pallets, or we can send a box, and it's not going to cost an arm and a leg. We've delivered to Washington State, to North Carolina, Florida. We will deliver anywhere, and if we get one order one day, we usually ship it out that same day. Because we at Rost, we're a concrete company, we're a ready mix company, and so we fell in love with ICF from the beginning, and we got a couple builders that kind of got us started with it, and Aaron being a key component of that, and so we just like it. My own house is built with Fox Block ICF.
In your pool.
And my pool is a ICF pool, and wouldn't trade them for anything. But anything you need, we will take anybody's call, and if we can help you, we're great, because we love the ICF. We think it's great for the earth, we think it's great for the end user, and we think it's great for the contractor.
Yeah, fair enough. And real quick, guys, I'm just going to kind of demo some of their stocks so you a lot of you guys have seen my videos about FabForm, but almost everybody you call, hey, this guy's a FabForm dealer, and he's like, yeah, I'm about to make an order, and I'm just going to translate. That means when you make an order, they're going to order. It's going to take a couple weeks. Look at what they got in stock. Zuckles, that's your turnbuckles. You know, you got to have these, you know, on a pool. I need 20 to 30 of these. They've got a couple hundred, maybe more. These are the new things. Joey sent me some of these when he came out with them, because he actually has a pretty good eye, and he saw something I was doing in my videos where I was doing an off-label use for these. You'll have to watch my videos to see if you can figure that out. But I was doing something tricky with these, and he couldn't believe I was getting away with it, because they've got kind of a one-time use thread, And these Zevelers have the same as the Zuckles, the Acme thread, the really sturdy thread that'll last forever. But this is a very tricked out way to level your blocks on the foundation. Normally you're shimming and jacking it up and doing all this stuff. I've been using these on my last couple pools. They simplify the process immensely. They've got these things in stock. These are your classic Zonts, you know, the part where you've got to have this for your whalers and your the whaler brackets. The Z's, is that what they called, Z's? The Z's are new. Okay, you know the T-blocks, like what Rost carries the stock on is corners and straights. All the specialty blocks still has to come out of the factory in Omaha. And honestly, T-blocks, I don't like them. I haven't used them in several years. Even when I was using Nudura, I got away from it because it almost always creates a butt joint off layout. If you just run your wall on through and tee into it, and they've got, and basically Fabform just gets ICF, so everything they come up with is tricked out. So if you think about, you've got a tee wall that you need to make, you cut that ICF out and everything, you're good. It's got this bracket that screws on and makes T-walls ultra easy to just fabricate on site. We've done all kinds of janky, you know, rigged version of this. They make this slick and it'll last forever. Super cool. And again, you want to know how Rost takes care of us. One day, Menards keeps getting sold out of foam. They're one of the best suppliers of foam. They keep being sold out. They'll be out of what I need. And they go, what do you need? I'm like, man, Foxbox doesn't make their own foam like Nudura did. I need foam. They start carrying this stuff. I mean, it's LEED certified. I mean, it's like high quality foam. A lot of the guys get foam and it's junk, like the threads suck and it just doesn't work well. This stuff's like some of the better foam I've ever used.
And we carry the gun along with the foam, along with the cleaner for the gun. We want to be a one-stop shop for everybody.
They're getting it done so far, man. So I just wanted to kind of bring you guys in because this is more rare than you'd ever know. Like nobody carries this in stock ready to ship to you. They got Fast Foot fabric, which I'll link my video on Fast Foot and how awesome it is. They've got the sewn corners. They've got all of that sitting here. Obviously, they've got all your HV clips. All that stuff is like, there's a lead time to it almost everywhere in the country, and that makes it hard for you to sell. I want to sell a pool tomorrow, or I'm going to start a house whenever. We can stay ahead, but it's hard when there's a 2-month lead time. I mean, you know, windows. I mean, your house was without windows for a couple months because he did it right in the middle of COVID. And that stinks because you can't get other things done. Having these guys have it in stock is everything, guys. Where are those screws? I want to show you these. They just got these in. Everybody knows about bracing to ICF. It's kind of like, you can screw to it, but normal like T25 screws and stuff have like a shank that's not threaded and you can get past on the Zonts and stuff. So they've got this, it's sort of like a barn metal screw, but it's longer. I don't know if I can zoom in good enough here, but I'll link these in the description of the video if I can. I'll get the item number on them. They carry these things and they're really reasonable too. They're cheaper than, you know, the deck screws that I try to get from Home Depot to do the same thing. And they're actually made for it. They got a nice little washer, holds tighter. Everything about them is better. I didn't even know these were going to exist till the other day. So,
yeah. So what we want to do is we truly, we're not asking you to buy everything from us or anything, but just give us a chance, see if we can make you money, because we are firm believers that we need to get this out there and we need to show that we're going to be competitive, especially with lumber prices going down. We want to be super competitive on our blocks, on all our supplies, so that you guys can end up with a larger net at the end of the day.
Right. I mean, we talked about that before. The great marriage of a concrete plant carrying this stuff is they don't have to make their living on this. They can keep their margins lower than a guy trying to sell this by himself because they're going to try to sell concrete. And if you buy it out of, they're not buying your concrete. They're in, you know, Washington State, like we shipped out that pool kit today. That is, you know, that's
Small
fine
margins.
with them. That's fine with them because I truly believe minimum half the houses in this country ought to be ICF. Just anything but your bare bones starter house should be ICF. I think all of them should be, but half I think is reasonable. And we're not there. And these guys and guys like them are going to be what it's going to get it there, because it's not going to be me trying to be a little distributor farting out a couple houses a year. These guys are volume, and that's everything. So I just wanted to introduce
we believe
them.
in it, that we live in their houses.
Yeah.
And we're also building a new office building for our girls. That our office that they're in now is really old. So we're starting a new office building this week, and it's all going to be 100% ICF.
Cool. They also carry light deck and those supplies too. Didn't mention that because they're way too big of components to bring in here. But
Foam board, bucks,
I'll show you guys that too in the video. They got a couple warehouses. They got foam board that they just started carrying that's $10 a sheet cheaper than what you can get at Menards for 2-inch foam board, which is killer. You know, that all adds up. But anyway, I'm going to show you guys around this plant just a little bit on a drone, and I will, Daryl's.
I just want to say one last thing. We appreciate all the guys that have came in to Aaron's school. We stay in contact with most of them weekly, if not more often. We're selling them all supplies. In fact, we've got deliveries going out today for delivery tomorrow. And we just want to thank everybody that supported us. And we're here to support you guys if you're interested in anything. Aaron will leave my contact information on the video. But my name's Daryl Hopkins, and you can reach me at 417-761-0941 or D Hopkins, that's DHOPKINS, at rostinc.com.
All right. Well, guys, we're going to see you next week. Daryl, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll talk soon.